Okay, good evening to everyone. I welcome all of you. We are here today. We are with a power delegation from America, Maddison, Wisconsin City, which is led by Samba Valdez for our Carnifin Sister City event, which is taking place this week. So we are happy to receive you, and we want to thank all of you on behalf of the mayor, and welcome to the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ntiri, for Assembly District Fourier. We are so very excited to be here. As you can see, I am sweating like crazy. So, but I just want to give a brief rundown of why we are here and how we got here. In 2015 was when I was elected at the Maddison City Council. And the first thing that we did was to establish a sister-city relationship between the city of Maddison and Carnifin. Since then, we have had the mayor of KMC visit Maddison along with other delegates. We have always been trying to put a trip together, but this year is when it is possible. With COVID, we are not able to make it here. So, for those who are not aware of how the sister city works, it's the relationship between Carnifin and the city of Maddison. So, we've been able to put together a delegation of about 19 people. So what we will do tonight is basically, some of the delegates are already here, they are in town. The mayor plus 3 other people are on their way here. They will get here about 9 o'clock or so. So what we want to say is just to go around and each and every one of the delegates will introduce themselves briefly and then we'll take questions from the press. So we will get started with Jeff.
Thank you, everyone. Sister cities are about relationships and building the connections between cities. And one of the things that makes it special is it's not just a partnership, it's a sister city. And I just want to say I'm honored to be part of this. And thank you for making me feel like family in this welcome here today. I'm Jeff Bradshaw. I'm the Associate Vice President of Intercultural Education for Maddison College and look forward to continuing the partnership.
Good evening, my name is Diane Bettis. I'm a nurse and a mother.
Sorry.
Diane Bettis, and we appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us and what we're going to do, and we look forward to see what is all future.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you to everyone here that showed up and showed this wonderful presentation. Made me feel very welcome, and this is my first time coming to the motherland. So I'm very excited to be here with you guys. I want to thank Samba for giving us all the opportunity to be here and show up at this time of this event. I'd love to see what we can continue building moving forward. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done.
Step in. My name is Barbara Harrington McKinney, and I was elected in 2015 the delegation that came into the city of Maddison, and I'm an alder. I am so privileged to be here, and so Maddison, Wisconsin is the sister city. You've come to visit us, and so we have come to visit you. We want to be with you, and we so appreciate what you're doing. And I am overjoyed to be here and represent Maddison, Wisconsin. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Barbara. What is your name?
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for this great performance, introduction, and letting us come here, and it's such a privilege. My name is Charles Miadze. My dad is Nigerian, so it's a honored to finally be back on my stomping grounds of Africa. So I'm just thankful to be here and look forward to the rest of the trip.
Very good. Thank you, Chair.
Good evening. I'm Greg Michaels. I'm the library director of Maddison. I've been looking forward to this day to be able to come to your city and to this country, meeting Binta and the Lord Mayor when they were in Maddison. They toured our libraries and they said, Kennefi needs a public library.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help with that if I can. Thank you so much. Looking forward.
Thank you, Greg. Nas,
Yes.
Chief Delegate here. Come on.
My name is Musa. I am a Gambian, born and raised. Like Samba mentioned, we started this Sister City program, and we are here to build relationship between Maddison and Canifing. Like they mentioned, the mayor and some of his staff's been to Maddison, so finally we get the people from Maddison to come visit. So we are looking forward to a very fruitful visitation.
Very good. Thank you. Gwen. Come on.
Hello, my name is Gwen Dixon. I'm a sister of Maddison. My sister Barbara is a Maddison resident. I'm so excited to be here. This has been on my bucket list for 20 years. Come to Africa, and I'm finally here.
All right, very good. Come on here.
Hi, everybody. Hello, I'm Bev Mazer, and I'm married to Greg Michaels, the library guy, but I am a retired forensic scientist, and I'm excited to reach out and be with you all. I'm very interested in continuing our relationship with Binta, your deputy mayor, and see what we can establish for female commerce.
Yes, exactly.
Female rights and commerce. Thank you.
Huh? Oh, Jaja, you want to say something? Come on here. My chief protocol.
Okay, good evening, and we want to welcome everybody, Samba and team at the state level. Of course, they've said it all. Canifing and Maddison have been in that relationship for quite a while, and the mayor and deputy and myself have been in Maddison, and each time we get to Maddison, we invite them to the Gambia. Today, thank God they're here in Gambia. So welcome everyone. And of course, some of you should know that these people are bringing a lot of things for Gambia in the areas of education, health, local governance, and stuff like that. So they're going to meet a lot of people in Gambia. So we want to welcome them, cooperate with them, work with them, and we move the relationship to that higher level. Thank you all. So on behalf of everyone, the mayor, the deputy, and the DCO, Mr. Jane, Kajali Jane is among us. I think he should say something.
All right,
yes, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jaja.
Good evening, everyone. We're here to receive our special guest from Maddison, US. We're very pleased to receive them. As been said before, these are special guests. The presence here is to consolidate the relationship between Canifing Municipal Council and Maddison. So the visit is so compacted in the sense that there are a lot of activities that will be conducted. So we want to give them the best Gambian welcome and the best Gambian hospitality. So we call on all citizens and all residents of Canifing to give them that rousing welcome so that they can have a very fruitful stay and remember Canifing forever. I thank you.
Very good.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here in the Gambia and to have landed in Banjul after 24 hours of travel. And we're very much looking forward to seeing all of our friends from Canifing, to enjoying our time here, to exchanging information, to learning, but also to deepening the ties of friendship between Maddison and Canifing. Thank you so much for the kind welcome. It's been really overwhelming so far, and we're very excited for the week that we'll have here.
What are going to be some of your engagements in the Gambia during this period?
Well, one of the focuses of this trip is education and forming bonds of education between the Gambia and Madison, and particularly Madison College. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We're also just going to learn more about Canifing and the ways in which Canifing is similar to Madison. I understand KMC is a growing municipality, as is Madison, and so I'm sure there's many things we have in common.
Okay. Your partnership, your twinning of your cities have been on for quite some time. What has it yielded so far?
Well, for us, we have a strong Gambian population in Madison, and so I think it really is important to them that we have a sister city here in the Gambia. And I hope for Canifing it's been productive as well. I know that they have worked with our solid waste staff and learned things there. And we're eager to do more together.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
We have 2 people who came about 2 days ago. So the total number of delegates is 19 people. So at this point, we'll take questions if you have any. So like the last speaker said, we have tons of activities scheduled beginning tomorrow morning. So if you are around and you want to cover some of these activities, you can connect with the KMC host and they'll let you know what our schedule look like. But for now, if you have any questions, we'll take them.
my goodness. That's so wonderful. Thank
This is the highest honor one to have in this municipality. You are honored highly. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
The first page?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
First ever.
Okay, well, should I put number one? Sambar, are you going to be number two? Well, you have to tell it's the 28th today?
Yes, 28.
28. There you go.
Thank you. Mayor, you can rise. On behalf of the people of Kanifing, and to represent our friendship, we give you the first ever keys to the city of Kanifing municipality, presented by our council. I'm not sure it opens every door. You can hang it. And that's a small gift from me.
Thank you very much.
You want to say a few comments? Representative of the Wisconsin state, and of course, Jere Kujabi, Kaba Ba, Musa Jalo, all those who have worked so hard to make this visit possible. We welcome you all to the city of Kanifing. This is the heartbeat of the Gambia in the smiling coast of Africa. Welcome, ma.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is such an incredible honor to be here and to be greeted in this way. I want to thank the mayor and also to thank Representative Balde for his leadership and everyone in the Sister City group. We have been so welcomed. I know that all of our delegation is very excited to learn more about Kanifing and to deepen our ties of friendship, which, as you say, have been over a decade, but I hope for many, many decades more. So thank you all for this incredible welcome. We're so happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Remarks from State Representative Sam Abale. Remarks from Councilor Kemo Boja, Foreign Affairs Committee Chair. Remarks from Councilor Habib Sise, Establishment and Appointment Committee Chair. Remarks from Councilor Labi Diba, the Environment Committee Chair, and then some brunch. Can someone move to adopt the agenda as presented? You vote down, seconded by Pago. So we may begin. Introductions of councillors will be led by Clerk Council. Clerk, you have the floor.
I just want to give a quick background of the Maddison Kanifing Sister City. So my name is Sambo Balde. I am from Nyamina West, which used to be the Makadi Island Division, but now is called Central River Division, from a village called Choya, one of the smallest villages, if you may. But it was about 22, 23 years ago was when I decided to immigrate to the United States. And so I have lived there since then. The way I got to where I live right now, Maddison, Wisconsin, was about 25 years ago, went to the United States to attend a conference called the Global Meeting of Generations. This was people from different generations who were invited to attend a conference in the DC area that was organized by the former president, President Carter. So at that conference, I met a good friend of mine, somebody who ended up becoming a good friend of mine, Jeff Bradshaw. So Jeff Bradshaw is part of this delegation. So here is Jeff. At the time, he was the student life coordinator at MATC. So we broke into smaller session, and then we talk about our interests and what we have in our different domains. One of the things that he mentioned was the IT program that they had at the Maddison Area Technical College. And so when I decided that I was going to make America my home, I decided to move to Maddison, Wisconsin, and started schooling at the Maddison Area Technical College, where I got my associate degree, first degree in computer programming. And so that has been my profession basically for the past 22 years. So since then, obviously, I've lived there. In 2014, for whatever reason, I decided to get into politics. So obviously, much skinnier than a young man from here, out of nowhere wanted to run for office in Maddison, Wisconsin. Almost all my friends thought I was crazy. They said, Samba, why are you doing this? You'll not win. But I told them the biggest failure, in my opinion, is lack of trying. So I decided to go in for it. I ran for city council, and I won. Obviously, the margin was very small. It was about 32 votes, but I still end up winning. And so, so that's how I became, engaged, or at least, follow the political, arena. So I served at the city council for 6 years. At some point, I was council president. So in 2020, something else came again, and I get crazy, I would say, and I decided to run for state assembly. Again, it was tough, but ultimately, I was able to win. And all these things wouldn't have happened without the support of the Gambians in my state and my city. So I want to say a big thank you to all of them for supporting me. So how did the sister city came about then? So when I was elected in 2015, the city of Maddison had the sister city program for over 32 years. But up until that time, there was no sister city in Africa. So I said, as the first African born elected to the city of Maddison Council, that has to change. And so I asked to be on the Sister City Collaboration Committee, and I was appointed by the mayor to be on that committee. So the first thing I did was to invite all the Africans to come to a meeting to talk about this opportunity. I was just elected, so obviously the Gambians were much more galvanized than the rest of the other Africans. And so born the Maddison Canifing Sister City. So that's how the Sister City really came about. But we wouldn't have been here also either without the commitment of Mayor Talib Bensouda. My very good friend, a comrade, somebody that I can speak to. He knows my craziness more than anyone else. But he's an excellent guy not because he's here, but because we all know if he's not outside in his presence that he is not. But he's a very, very, very hardworking person who is committed not only to the Canifing Municipal Council, but to the Gambian people. So we are here today because of his dedication to the Canifing municipality. We are here today also because of the mayor of Maddison, Mayor Sadia Ron Canway. As you can imagine, I don't even know this kind of thing has ever happened with the city of Maddison. This is the first time a sitting mayor of the city of Maddison decided to visit a sister city, particularly in the African continent. So without the mayor of Canifing, the mayor of Maddison, and all these excellent people, the delegate, the people that we came with, and many others who really wanted to come, but we capped this at 20 people because we wanted to come first and see how the mayor will perform. Now that we've seen his performance, I can promise you, we can bring you more people and really make good things happen. But I also know this wouldn't have happened without you, the councillors, the people who represent the people of Canifing. So thank you for everything that you do out there. This wouldn't have also happened without all the other employees, the managers, the directors, the judges of everybody. Where's Jaja? All right, so Jaja over there. So without all of you, these things, this wouldn't have happened. So we have a diverse member of people. I must also say one thing. When we applied to be a sister city, it was the previous government that was in power. It was very, very, very difficult for me to convince my colleague to vote for the resolution to establish a sister city between the city of Maddison and Canifing. It was very challenging. My own family members called the Maddison mayor and say Samba is a paid agent of the Jammeh government. And this is no fault. I can send all of you the emails that came, one of them from my own uncle in this country. So you can imagine how tough it was to make this a reality. But the reality was, we were doing it not for the mayor, not for any one individual person, but for the citizens of this country and the citizens of this municipality. So I'll just add a little bit of advice before I proceed with that. As people and elected members, you must always do what is right, no matter what people think about it. You will have friends, you will make enemies. But you cannot flip-flop based off of what you want to hear or what you want to feel. You must always do what is right. So if it was not like people like Barbara McKinney, my excellent friend there, Barbara, she started with me, she and many other elders, and Charles Mienze. So these are the people who helped me make it happen in Maddison then. It was tough, it was difficult. Every Gambian abroad came after me to make sure that the sister city does not exist. But I knew it was for the Gambian people. And so here we are today. I know it's taking long, so I am tasked with introducing the members. The way I want to do it is to just give everybody a little bitty chance. So we'll give everybody 1 minute to say something about themselves. So we will get started. I know, Mayor, you'll speak on your own, but as a matter of courtesy, I want to first introduce you. So, like I said, if it was not our mayor, we wouldn't have been here. I always have visited. We've done so many good stuff, but we've never been able to get at this stage. So I honestly, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, first of all, would like to welcome you to my country. And I would also like to welcome you to the municipality where I have the most freedom to speak to the mayor and say whatever I want to say. Without being in trouble. Yeah, so I know you will come and speak, but if you don't mind, please introduce yourself just briefly.
Honored to be the mayor of Madison, Wisconsin.
Very good, thank you. The way it is organized in Madison, also we have a board, like a 501c organization, which is headed by a board of directors. Their chair, Jere Kujabi, could not be here, an excellent guy who did everything possible to make sure that this trip was seamless. But they are deputized by Musa Jallo. So Musa is a board member. Musa is a board member of the Maddison Canifing Sister City. He is also a realtor in Maddison, Wisconsin. So Musa, if you please can introduce yourself briefly.
Now I am a native of the Gambia. I reside in Maddison, Wisconsin. So we are mayor of the Maddison, which is taking time and go to
Very good. Thank you. Honestly, I have to say this. Also, for the first time, we've had a deputy mayor in the city of Maddison who is also a native of Africa. So a lot of history made, and again, all as a result of Mayor Satye's vision for inclusive equity and inclusiveness. We have the first African deputy mayor in the city of Maddison. So Linda Vakunta, Dr. Linda Vakunta, please introduce yourself. Jamarek.
Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Linda Vakunta. I'm one of the deputy mayors for the city of Maddison. There are 4 of us. We're so excited to be here. Thank you so much for welcoming us. And I just want to note how smart Samba is. Instead of introducing us, he's asking us to introduce ourselves.
Yeah. Barbara, you're next.
Well, I do have a big voice. People are supporting Harrington McKinney, and I was elected in 2015 along with Samba, and it is my pleasure to serve on the Maddison City Council. I am humbled with this experience and the gracious hospitality that you have shown us. And I take home such pride of being a Black woman who serves in city government. I serve the West District of Maddison, but this brings me back to why it's important to serve the community. And I am so appreciative of that. I chose to shave my head. I just wanted to say that. And why I chose to shave my head, it brought me back to humbleness and grace. And so with humbleness and grace, I thank you so very much. Thank you for making this possible.
Absolutely.
Adopted sister of Maddison, and my official sister, Barbara. I'm currently a graduate student at the University of Georgia, studying business and health administration. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Today, I'm deeply humbled and grateful for this opportunity to join you in this delegation. I am the Director for Civil Rights for the City of Maddison. Within our organization, it's critical that we provide access to all members of and all residents of the City of Maddison. And we also educate and provide accountability to make sure that everyone's civil rights are upheld. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity to share ideas, to learn from you, to offer our assistance. And I just really want to express my deep appreciation to be with you during this trip. And thank you to Samba, thank you to Mayor Rose Conway, and thank you to all of you.
Definitely the smiling coast. You've been so gracious and loving. It has been an honor. I'm the founding executive director of CEOs of Tomorrow, and we actually work with students here in the Gambia. And in the summer, in July, we'll be bringing a group of our teams here to work with teens in the Gambia to learn about entrepreneurship and business. So we're really excited to be here, and thank you so much for all of you who've made this possible.
Thank you.
I'm Sarah Oak. I am the I am one of the managers in economic development for the City of Maddison. So we help businesses open and expand and relocate to the city. And I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much for welcoming us.
Everybody, I'm Dr. Martha Stacker. I work for Dane County Children, Youth, and Families Division. I oversee youth justice and child protective services. I am so honored to be here. Like Dr. Hess, I've been here before. I came early, and I have just enjoyed myself so much. I work with youth justice and child protective services. I see you. I've done it all of my life. I've been a servant of the people all of my life, and I'm so excited of any opportunities to partner for longevity, to keep our children safe. They deserve it because the children are our future. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Very, very, very happy to be here with you all this morning. My name is Mariah Davis. I'm the daughter of Mona Davis. And I was born and raised in Maddison, Wisconsin for 18 years. And then I moved out west to California, where I got my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. And I currently work at Google. So I'm happy to talk technology with anyone here, and just, again, super grateful for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is such a joy to be here. When I came here, one of the first things I seen was welcome, and that made me feel very welcome everywhere I've come, everywhere I've been here. It's been so welcome. I so appreciate that. I'd like to thank everybody here who's put this together in efforts to try to have this organization here now. I am in IT, have IT background, over 20 years of seniors, and I'm hoping to build relationships with the people that I find here and network with people here, so we have communication back and forth with each other. That's it for me. Thank you.
Basically, and he's been my co-worker for 20 years. We worked exactly. So he's a good friend of mine. But about 10-15 years ago, Leon and I planned a trip to Africa. So we started buying our tickets, not knowing that Leon does not have a passport. So our travel dates get closer, and we realize that Leon has no passport. So we now have to expedite for him to get a passport. By the time he got his passport, we realized mine has expired and we cannot get in the plane. So we canceled the trip. But eventually, yesterday, it happened. So keep trying. Whatever you have in your heart or want to make it happen, keep trying. It will happen someday. So thank you. Thank you. Yes. So the next person is my good friend Charles Mianze.
I am so honored to be here. I wanted to thank Lord Mayor and Deputy Mayor, and also my good friend Salman Bode. He's almost like, I always call him the African Martin Luther King, because he gave me a speech when I ran for alder that was just so empowering that it's very important. So the reason why you guys see me in Alberta is that because my dad is Nigerian. So I lived there for about 7 years. And I tell you one thing that my father taught me was really about the importance of language, culture, and actually, you know, he came over here to the US with one kobo in his pocket. So the importance of striving to be the best. And so as an alder, one thing I love about being an alder is about community, right? It's about engaging into your community and meeting people where they're at. So about being here and meeting people where they're at and learning, this is how we all thrive together around the world. So this is important to be here. I love being here. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for that had a hand in this. And I'd like to even honor my mayor for actually being here and enjoying this festival with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jaya Sharma, and by profession, I'm a lawyer. You have to have a lawyer with a delegation to keep everybody on track, right? So it is an absolute honor to be here. I have never felt so welcome in my life. And if you look at one of my arms, you'll see that I have bruises because I've been pinching myself, saying, am I really in the Gambia? So the reason I'm here today is thanks to Representative Samba Balde. I met him at a social event almost 2 months ago. I knew nothing about the Gambia. I'd never met a Gambian in my life. He was the first one I met. And he said, I'm taking a delegation to the Gambia. You need to be with us on the delegation. That's how I'm here. So thank you all for your hospitality, all of you. And I've learned a lot already being here. I was on the advanced team. I've been here for 3 days. And I must say that in the legal field, I've met some people in the legal community. What you're doing here is something that I can learn, and I hope to also give back to the community here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Greg Michael. I'm the library director of Madison's Public Libraries. And such a warm welcome when we were around here to your beautiful library. I had the privilege of touring our main library with the Lord Mayor and with the Deputy Mayor. And we talked about how important public libraries are to the community in so many ways, that they bring the community together and the community. And he talked not just about one library, but we have several libraries in Madison, thanks to the Mayor Satya and the leadership that you have here of supporting our libraries and finding how important they are to the community. And we do so many things through our libraries. And that's where the Lord Mayor was very impressed. He wasn't quite impressed with having weddings at the library. But he saw the way that we work with young people in particular, and how important literacy is to a community. And that's where we focus and find ways to help young people to continue to grow our community through the services and the programs that are supported by the Madison community through our public libraries. So I hope you really do have this opportunity to build your public library and to utilize those programs to support your people as well. Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you.
Welcome to the Carnifing Municipality, Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, and delegation. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to have you here with us after having toured your city and such beautiful people, beautiful landscape, the lakes, etc., and also the Gambian community. I think I talked about this trip to Samba a few years back, and he asked me to come again for the sister city. I said, no, Samba, I think this time you guys have to come. And I'm grateful you've honored our invitation. Just to speak a little about this relationship and Samba. I think I came into office in 2018, and I kept on getting calls from an unknown person. And that was Samba. And I kept ignoring his calls, because obviously I don't know who he is. I'm thinking it's a salesman in America of some sort. And eventually he tried many channels. There was various people who came to me from various sectors saying, there's a guy called Samba, you have this relationship with Maddison, I think you need to connect. I think at the time Maddison had sent some medical items to the Gambia, and they were trying to figure out how it could be cleared from the ports. And through that clearing, that's when I got to know Samba. And as we all know, he's a straightforward guy. He gives it to you right dead in the face. I think the first time I spoke to him, he said, why do people worship you like you're a king? You're just an elected person. And we had a meeting where someone called me Dinding Mansa, which means a young king in the Mandinka language. And he was so upset with that comment. He's like, you're a public servant, you should be serving people and not the other way around. But as a leader, these are the kind of conversations you need to have. They're frank, they're candid, and it's the truth. And you need to be reminded, especially when you have the privilege to serve. And I think Samba has done just that. Furthermore, we met more members of the Sister City Committee, such as Jere Kujabi, Kababa, Musa Jalo, etc. And over the years, they all became good friends. And they all pushed me to make this relationship tighter and more closer. And boy, are we happy. Since we cemented this relationship, good things have been coming to the Kanifing municipality. With the support of my councillors, I've gone twice to Maddison, and we've learned a lot. I had a conversation with Mayor Satia upstairs, and I just informed her how the trips have influenced many decisions here. The councillors are here. I've come back and said, I have seen this in Maddison. I have learned this from Maddison. I think we can replicate it here. Starting from the Fleets division, where we met Chris, who was the manager of the Fleets. He showed us his garbage trucks, the routes, the systems they're using, the standard operating procedures. And as soon as I came back, I spoke to one of the councillors, Habib Sisi, and I said, look, I think we can build a waste collection system. Even though we don't have a capital, I think we can engage the private sector. And that's when we started our Mbalit project. So Mayor, we're glad to announce that based on the inspiration of your Fleets department, we now have 24 compactor trucks delivering waste collection service for the first time in the history of Gambia. For over 30 years, this has not happened. Secondly, of course, I met Mr. Greg. I've never forgotten him. The first time I met him, he gave me a tour of the Maddison Library Service. We went through every single, the Arts and Crafts Center was downstairs, there was a virtual reality somewhere, there was gaming somewhere else, there was some research on newspapers somewhere else, and upstairs, of course, where they hold their weddings. And he said to me, we even hold weddings in our library. I said, Greg, I will copy everything from you except weddings, because African weddings are quite rowdy for our library. And since then, I came back, I spoke to the councillors, I said, look, we need to build a library. I think libraries are so important. We have a youthful population. Over 65% of Gambians are below the age of 35. And we don't have one single public library. But through the inspiration from the Maddison Library Network, and of course, I had a press conference with Mayor Conway in the library itself, where we were looking for funding. I'm glad to say we found the funding and we're actually building the library. And it would not only be the first library in the Kanifing municipality, it would be the biggest library in our country. So this is all inspired by the Maddison city. And we've also decided to model it after your library We are also calling it the Library of Things. It will have an innovation hub, a repair cafe, and many other interest areas that our youths want to engage in. A third area in which we were inspired by Maddison is when we visited Dane County. I met the county executive, Joe, and he introduced us to John, who was the site engineer at the Dane County landfill. We went everywhere, and I confess today that we took videos, we took photos. I don't know whether they were sanctioned or not, but we learned a lot. And one of the things I told John was, look, I have a dump site in the middle of my community called the Bakote dump site. It's the biggest health crisis in our municipality. We don't know what to do. They've been dumping there for over 30 years, and now a community has surrounded it. We don't know where to start. We don't have a landfill. And he said to me, look, Talib, if it's in the middle of town, why don't you just start by fencing it? And this is what inspired the fencing of the Bakote dump site, which was 100% financed by this council through the support of our councillors. We built a 1.8 kilometer fence around the dump site, making it disappear to the public eye. And already we started getting reviews that, man, Bakote dump site is gone, the problem is fixed. The problem is still in there. However, it has improved the community a lot. Since that intervention, we've had partners from the German government and the SOS NGO who have also come on board to build a green zone to create a buffer between the dump site and the schools in the surrounding community, and also invest up to 700,000 euros to build basic infrastructure that would reduce the hazards. And now we are talking about an upscale of the project, which will attract another €1 million. This is all inspired by this relationship. So the reason I'm saying this, I want to show you how dear Maddison has been to us, how influential your city has been to our people. And I think this is what relationships are about. It's about exchange. It's about ties. It's about sharing ideas and solutions. It's not only about giving us something in terms of material needs, but giving us ideas. Ideas are more powerful than even material objects, because we then tailor solutions to our own problems and build sustainable solutions that will last the test of time. So we are very grateful to see you here in person. And of course, to see our friends that we were talking to over social media and of course Zoom, to be in our presence so they can see and feel us, to know that we're people just like them. We have the same aspirations, the same desires, the same needs and problems. And I think this is what humanity is about. So Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, thank you for coming. To the rest of the team, we appreciate you. We hope you enjoy your stay. We hope Gambia would be a place that would inspire you to keep coming back and coming back with more good stuff. I also visited your tourism department, and I was even finding out how could we get direct flights to Gambia. I don't know if you remember, Samba. You're still working on that. So we hate the fact that we have to go through Europe or to third countries to get to Maddison. We would like to see the relationship strengthened through direct flights and tourism. So before I go on and on like Samba usually does, from the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to thank you for coming, and we'd like to welcome you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much.
Mayor Bensouda, it's such an honor to be greeted by you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Thank you, councillors, for inviting us into your meeting. Thank you to all of the staff here in Kanifing and the Gambia that have made our trip easy so far, and I'm sure will continue to do so. You honor us by the work that you do, and you're welcome. Representative Samba Balde, council members Harrington McKinney and Miadze, Deputy Mayor Vakunta, my staff at the City of Maddison, Greg and Norm and Saran, and to all of the delegates, thank you so much for taking time out of your lives to join us here and to bring your knowledge and your interest here to Kanifing and to the Gambia. It's an honor to be on this trip with you. When I was first, yes, please. Thank you, Samba. When I was first elected mayor of Maddison, I think the first interaction that I had with someone from one of our sister cities, and we have 10 sister cities in Madison, was when Mayor Bensouda visited us. And I was a very new mayor. I didn't really know what our relationship was with the Kennephing or with other sister cities, and so I was honored to welcome the mayor to Madison and to talk about the importance of libraries. But I don't think I realized at the time how deep the relationship is. And so I want to thank all of the people who are in the Sister City group, whether they are here in Kennephing or in Madison, because this group of people has worked so hard and for so long to build these ties and relationships, and we would not be here today without their hard work. So I want to really thank the Sister City group for everything that they have done. So just like it was my honor to welcome Mayor Bensouda as the first mayor of a sister city to Madison, it is also my honor to come here as my first trip to a sister city from Madison. And I appreciate so much everyone who has made it possible. The Lord Mayor spoke of things that he has taken inspiration from Madison, and it's humbling to hear the things that Kennephing is interested in that we have done in Madison, and we are happy to share that inspiration and to provide information and support for the work that you're doing here. But what I take away from even just this first day that we've been here is the other things that we have in common and things that I hope that Madison can learn from our time here in Kennephing and the Gambia. We share an interest in the environment. We share a concern about climate change and its impacts. We share an interest in supporting entrepreneurs and having places where our small businesses and entrepreneurs can sell their goods or practice their business. And we share an interest in education, and I'm so delighted that the folks from Madison College are with us and that they are working to build bonds across, not just here in the Gambia, but across the continent of Africa with Madison College. And we share a challenge in that both Madison and Kennephing are rapidly growing municipalities. And that has challenged us with housing issues and the need to produce more housing and to produce housing that people can afford to live in. This is the singular problem in the city of Madison. It's our biggest challenge. And I hear from the mayor that it is a big challenge here as well. And so I'm hoping that we can discuss these shared concerns and shared problems, and that we can learn from each other, and that we can further deepen the bonds of friendship and communication that exist between Madison and Kennephing. It is such an honor to be here, and I have to say again how incredibly welcomed I feel, we feel. You all have been so kind to our delegation, and we are very much looking forward to our time together. Thank you.
I'm not sure if it's morning or afternoon, so I'm a bit worried. It's afternoon now. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to speak to you all, especially our guest from Maddison. I happen to be the youngest mayor the youngest councillor in the Kennephing municipality. Well, he's the youngest mayor, so anyway, yeah. So I am the youngest councillor here, and also I happen to represent the youth of the Kennephing municipality. And we are a population of almost 300,000 people, because we make up almost 65 to 68% of the population within the municipality. So there's a lot of young energy and a lot of young vibrance within the KMC. That also talks about the human resource we have within the municipality. But speaking about KMC and its young people, we here are very upbeat people. We like to say KMC is the heartbeat of the Gambia, And we like to sell it as a place where people can harness their potentials, as it is the urban center of the Gambia, and it's a place where everybody comes for opportunities. But with opportunities and people coming for greener pastures, we're also faced with challenges. But we're happy that we have a leadership that is ready to take up these challenges and find solutions to it. And we are grateful that we had inspiration to solve most of these problems when the mayor visited Maddison. Going further, we also believe as Foreign Affairs Chair that we are looking at fostering the relationship that we already have. But we're looking at also making sure that it's a win-win relationship and that it's not just KMC benefiting from Maddison, but Maddison also benefiting from KMC. While as we understand that we are a developing country and we might not be financially buoyant as other municipalities around the world, but we believe in the human resource that we have, and we believe that we will be able to harness our demographic dividend by making sure that young people are able to play a positive role in the development of this country. Going forward, we're also looking at win-win solutions, like I said, for all of us, even though we might not be where we want to be, especially for the youth who make up over 68% of the population. We are hopeful that our relationship will also open doors for them and make sure that we're able to give them the opportunity that they want. Our biggest challenge as a municipality or as a country has been that we have not been able to provide that conducive environment for them. But as young leaders, we are making sure that that is changing. We are also banking on the support of Maddison, especially knowing that we are now building a library, that you will come to our aid and make sure that we're able to make this library fit for purpose. Finally, as the Foreign Affairs and Tourism Chairman, I've seen a lot of African Americans within the delegation. I'd like to say welcome home. And the history of Africa cannot be completed without the diaspora. You hold a very significant position in our history, and we believe that we will be able to build a continent that will be fit for purpose and fit for all. On that note, we'd like to say that we'd like to see you guys come here more. And I'm happy that your story inspires us, that there are people in America that find home here and have been planning and are planning to come back home. Ghana has been able to make a lot from it and have been able to give more to the diaspora. We're hoping that Gambia also takes that center stage to work on, for example, citizenship rights, to work on making sure that connecting flights are easier for people from the diaspora to come down. And for us, and as chairman of the tourism committee, to make sure that we also open doors to help people that are looking at resettling back into the continent. The Gambia is a small country, yes, but with great potential. And we're hopeful that we can make this possible. On that note, I'd like to say thank you.
Welcome to KMC, Heartbeats of Gambia. Yeah, I think we are very happy for Mayor of Maddison to be in this municipality. Yeah, like Mayor said, KMC is majority of the council members are all young. But if you look, Maddison City have inspired a lot of us, because the library you were talking about, the landfill, the flood divisions, all those things, if you look, it's kind of, Maddison Sister inspires us. So we welcome you once again to the Heartbeats of Gambia. Okay, my name is Habib MLCC, Councillor for New Josuang Ibo Town Ward. I represent my people. We are at the slum, because that's area and one of the biggest city, actually one of the biggest ward in the municipality. If you look, there are a lot of, we have a lot of challenges. Like I always say, Gambia, our budget is not that much big, and our municipality is not that much beautiful. But one thing about Gambia, every individual is happy. We are all happy. If you look around, you will see smiling. Everybody is happy. And okay, before going further, I would like to thank Samba, because I can remember, I don't know, 2018 or 2019, when he visited the Gambia here.
there was, at the time, we were recruiting a municipal police commissioner. So Samba attended that, that session. And even the way we conduct our meetings is Samba that inspires, honestly. You know, addressing the agendas, you know, and also talking about AOB, you know, he inspires. Though we come on, all those things, you know, is in our memory, and we are grateful for that. Okay, if you look, I just want to give a brief steps we took since we came here as a chairman of establishment committee. To be honest, when we came here, we find out some of the things that are not that much, because if we are moving as a country, there are a lot of things that we need to change. And when that changes happened in 2016, so we look forward to change a lot of our proceedings and steps towards the way we operate. Okay, when we came, we came on, we know that here is a public office. And the number one interest is for the people, not yourself. And that is exactly what makes us different from other other area councils in the Gambia here. I think we have 8, you know, but KMC is the only municipality. The others are, come on, I can say area councils and city councils, but KMC is the only municipality which is created by Act of Parliament. You know, but we want a collaborations and sharing ideas, because if you look, every institution, human resource is one of the most important things every institution should have. Okay, we want a collaboration in that area, because like human resource development, training programs, study tour, even experience. Because if you look, the councillors, you know, they are at the policy making sides. We want collaborations in the area of governance, policy making, so that, you know, because most of us, honestly, we are young, we are representing our people, we are young, but we cannot compare ourselves to America or medicines, to be honest. That is the fact. We have to admit it. So we want those collaborations, you know, so that, you know, we'll be sharing the same ideas and also working together, you know, like, you know, advices or whatsoever. So we want those things, you know, to be addressed, even at the education level. You know, our staffs that want to do their high level of degrees, you know, we can share it with medicines, and medicine also will benefit from council as well, you know, because we have a very rich culture, KMC and Gambia alike. So we would like also to share our cultures with you, you know. So in that note, I welcome you once again, and I'm so grateful, honestly, to stand before the Mayor of Medicines and Mayor of KMC to give me this opportunity. Honestly, I'm grateful. Thank you very much.
Mayor of Maddison's, Satya Rodis Conwell, and his delegations. My name is Lamin Diba. I'm the chairman Environment Sanitation Committee, and also a ward councillor, Old Bako Cape and Ward. I think today is a great day for Carnival Municipal Council. Today is the day we receive a great people from America, Maddisons, who are our brothers and sisters. Samba, thank you for these collaborations. You have done very well. You are the good citizen of Gambia, and at the same time, you are the citizen of America. He's a dual citizen, but he's serving us a lot. Samba, thank you very well. Thank you very much. I would like to say also, Samba have led a hybrid delegations. When I said hybrid delegations, with people with different backgrounds, that we can also learn from. And that we have seen here. We have seen a lot of some are lawyers, some are library managers, and other ITs, and so on. So these are some of the things we need, and that we are going to learn a lot from you, definitely. I remember, let me give you the brief history. When we came in as a councillor, right, Mayor wanted to also travel to US to visit you people. About 10 of us, I think so. Unfortunately, we are denied visa. Right? But Mayor luckily have it, and together with one of our councillors, who is now an MP. When Mayor traveled there and came back, he shared the ideas he have learned from there. So this exchange visit is always very important. It helped us as lawmakers, as councillors, to share an ideas. He called us. He told us that when I travel to Maddison, this is what I've seen. This is how they manage their landfill. This is how they manage their library. They have this, they have this. So we sit down as a councillor, as a young leader, to try to see how best we can able to do the same what you have seen in America, in Maddison's. At least we cannot be like you, but at least we can do our best. And to put into practice anything that is difficult, and every problem have a solution. These solutions you have to put into practice, and then you forge ahead. You don't sit and say, we can't do this. At least put a try. As somebody said, put a try. So we put a try, and we have seen we succeeded in some of the areas. Like back on the dump site, it was an eyesore. The councillor was here. He's here. The councillor is sitting down there, the councillor of Bakote. Every now and then he banged on the mail door. Mail back on the dump site is a problem. Always fire incidents. Smells everywhere, smoke everywhere. So we can't sleep. Mail council, sometimes he spent the whole of the day and night at the dump site. But he came with an idea that let's start to see as a committee, we see how best we can able to put this site against the public view. And at least we have done that. When you go to back on the dump site now, somebody is you think that dump site is no more existing. Thank you for that. All right, and the Lord Mayor. All right, and then you look at it again. We have a problem of waste management, and I think not only Gambia, but the world at large, waste is a problem. As an Environment and Sanitation Committee chair, right, we have done a lot. When we came in, we found out that the municipality is full of waste. You know why your visit is important and why Sampa led the hybrid delegation to the Gambia, to the Caribbean Municipal Council to share and exchange our ideas. So these are some of the important, at least we have to share with you. And why the visit of the mayor to Maddison is important to us. We are not there, but we learn a lot from him. So he's a leader that he doesn't sit and keep things to himself, but he shares his ideas with us. So those are some of these ideas we are now putting into practice, and then we succeeded in some of these areas. We have about almost 500 illegal dumps scattered with the KMC, Caribbean Municipal Council. These illegal dumps, right, he calls. He said, we are not profiting making bodies, but we are here to serve our people. What can we do? We make sure that he gives us ideas. We clear all these illegal dumps. We come up to the fleet management. Because in those days, the reasons why people dump illegally, that means they have no place. They have no place to dump their waste. And at the same time, there's no truck going around to collect their waste. So this idea came up. With all the councillors, we sit down, we have these ideas. Though we don't have money, we can buy, but at least we can go in for PVP agreement. And we have done it, and we have succeeded in that. As of now, we have 24 compactors going around all over, collecting waste from door to door. And at the same time, it has increased the employment of the youths and the women. Even the ladies or the girls are now part of that waste management. Some are ticket sellers, janitors, drivers, and so on. They are all young and they are all youths. So at least we have also increased increased employment opportunity for youths in our municipality. So thank you for that beautiful idea you learned from Maddison. All right? And then if you look at it also, we have tried a lot. Because as the other councillors have said, we are not strong as you people, but we can share ideas. We also have a very brilliant and intelligent councillors and the Lord Mayor that we can share ideas. Whatever we see, that's what we want to practice here. So having a collaboration with you people, I think we can learn a lot to improve our environment. That is a cause of concern for everybody. Because the more healthy environment you have, the more the people become more healthy, and the more also we reduce the burden on our hospitals and our nurses. We have a nurse among us here that's sitting down there. Right? I know when you are coming, you see a lot. Yes, but we are trying a lot. We are trying a lot. All right? We have the women rep among us here that also stood for the representative, stood for our women. We had the farmers rep. This morning, in fact, that's why I was not part of the lineup. I went to it because we are going to my ward tomorrow at 9 o'clock to visit the women, how they toil in the garden, how they earn their hard, money to pay their children's school fees and to feed themselves. Tomorrow you will see that. Then from there, you'll go to Bakau Kachikali, one of these, scarce places to see where you can be friendly with the crocodiles because we are staying with them and they are our friends. Tomorrow we are going there, that's my word. I went to the women to inform them that may have a delegation, hybrid delegation from US, Maddison's. They are coming to see you people tomorrow. I was there, that was time I called the deputy mayor. He told me that, in fact, you have to come to the general council dinner. From the garden, I rock. So we are welcoming you to the Cardiff Municipality, the heartbeat of the Gambia, and then we hope to see and have more collaboration with you people. As the other councillors have said, most of the councillors are young, our line of directors, they are young, managers are young. At least with this collaboration, we learn a lot and that we can able to practice in the municipality. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Tell you that I am almost speechless. And I'm almost at the verge of tears. I just need to share that with you. For the mayor to give me this honor and for you to allow this to happen. But for all of you in the room, we are just so grateful. I normally just say that's why you don't put a microphone in front of me. I just kind of say what I'm going to say. To look out on this sea of faces that represent the city is amazing. You should give yourself a hand. Someone said, it is not about you. It is about the people that you represent. Mayor, sometimes we get that a little bit twisted. We don't always have to vote the same way, but we really have to be at the table representing the people that we serve. And as long as we are doing that, we are doing what we are called to do. This is so amazing. And I keep asking is that how can we package this and take it back to our city in Maddison? How can we capture the energy and the commitment, the gratitude that you have shown us and take it back to Maddison? How can we have pride in being elected as officials to represent a population? You might be a developing country, but you have something far outweigh of what we have. You should applaud that. Once we get ourselves out of the way and ask what is good for the people and the citizens of Maddison, we've got a win-win. So we're coming back. You're talking about what you shared with us. We're taking back so much more that you have shared with us. We want to be a welcoming community. When you come, we want to say welcome and to show it. We want to be happy and glad that you came to Maddison. This is quite an honor. So on behalf of the delegation that sits here, we say thank you, welcome, and I'm telling you, this goes down in history. I don't have grandchildren, but my goal is to take young minds and deposit and grow them so that they can stand up in places and spaces like this. That's what my goal is. And so thank you so very much. I'm so energized. And again, I shave my head on purpose because sometimes we get all full of ourselves, right? And if my grandmother was still alive, she kind of slapped me down. But in order to make sure that I'm doing it for the right reason, I have to go back to where I started from, a Mississippi girl, bald-headed. Thank you so very much.
Now it's on.
I just want to share that Alder Barbara Harrington McKinney, when she served as the vice president of our city council, and what we have a system in Madison where if the mayor has to leave town, then the council president becomes acting mayor. And if the council president isn't in town, then the vice president becomes acting mayor. And when Councilmember Harrington McKinney was vice president, she became the first Black woman to be acting mayor of the city of Madison.
Everybody, first I'd like to honor my mayor, having me be, I do want to cry myself, but I can't. But I'm just honored to be in this position, to be able to say thank you, to be back in Africa again. I haven't been here since I was 12 years old. And like I said, it's important that people like ourselves come from America to see and be grateful from where they came from, especially us Africans. That's a lot of African Americans. They need to understand culture. They need to understand language. They need to understand why language is important. Language is, in a lot of places, there are barriers that keep people apart. But in this place, knowing that language is important, especially in the Gambian community, knowing Samba and breaking bread with Samba all the time, I tell you what, understanding the Gambian nation and how close they are because of language is really important, and understanding culture, period, is important. So I am thankful to be here. I'm thankful for the Lord Mayor having us here, and also Deputy Mayor. So thank you so much.
Of course, the Maddison City Council itself, the University of the Gambia, the Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Lands and Local Government, and of course, Office of the President. We'll be having several meetings over the next few days that will include all these players, and of course, to end with the head of state himself. So thank you so much for all of you for making this meeting possible. Meeting is adjourned. Food is served.